Hi, my name is Cindy Saray, and I'm currently the Director of Adoptions of Littlest Angels International Adoption Agency. I've been with Littlest Angels since 1997, and I have to say it's been one of the most exciting things I could ever have imagined. My passion and work with children started back at social services back in 1990, where I got a taste of social work and that I loved working with families. But I got to see a different side of it as I moved through positions and became an adoption worker through the county and loved what I was doing. Had the opportunity to meet Sandra Witten in 1991. And we grew through a friendship and eventually then a partnership with this agency, and being able to work together and being mentored by her, I learned where my strengths and my weaknesses were. But what I had learned is that working with families and children was something that just became a part of who I am. I get up every day and I get to go to work, and I love what I do.
Hello, my name is Emily Watson, and I'm currently the placement supervisor with Littlest Angels International. I started working with Littlest Angels as an intern when I was finishing my master's at Colorado State University in September of 2002, and when I finished my internship I was hired on in June of 2003 and have become lately the placement supervisor with the agency. I enjoy my work, and I would say I decided to go into adoptions shortly after I graduated from university with a bachelor's degree, when I spent a year working in an orphanage in Mexico. I came away from that experience realizing the need for good adoption services both internationally and domestically, and the real drive that I had to make a difference. Once I started at CSU, I met Cindy and later I met Sandy and had a wonderful experience both as an intern and lately in the past year and a half as an employee.
The Guild was started purely by accident, and a wonderful accident it was. I attended a birthday party that Cindy Saray was at, and I had been looking to get involved in the field of adoption but couldn't get anyone to use my services. And lo and behold, Cindy stood up and said she was starting an adoption agency in Fort Collins. I tapped her on the shoulder, met with her afterwards, and that was the beginning. Along with 3 other wonderful newcomers, Mary Yoakum, our current president, Carol McWigan, and Marcia Broyles, we got together and decided we were going to form a guild. That we did. We had a couple of coffees, and once they came and heard Cindy Saray present her mission, we had it made. Now, what do we do as a guild? Number 1, raise money, because that is the greatest need. We were formed in June, we had our first fundraiser in October, and we did a dinner dance, and that is the Heavenly Night. We've had now 4, and we've raised over $80,000 for the agency, so that's very exciting. But what makes the Guild click are the individuals that make this group up. They are incredible. They're very talented, they're fun, they're a team, and most of all, they so believe in the mission of the agency. Working with Cindy and Emily is such a pleasure. They inspire us, they attend our meetings, they tell us the stories of the families that are created through our efforts, and most of all through theirs. So it's just great. We work in the office, we go in parades, holding the banner of the agency. Whatever we're asked to do that can help, that's what we want to do. So we're very proud to now be celebrating our 5th Heavenly Night and can hardly wait, and this will be the biggest and the best ever.
I'm Mark Schruffler.
I'm Linda Schruffler, and this is Avery Schruffler.
I'm Matthew Schruffler. And I'm Derek Schruffler.
And we have a nice little family. All of our kids are adopted, and I'm adopted myself. And we use Littlest Angels to get our little Avery Grace here. They, every time we needed to talk to either Emily or Cindy, the availability of them, always a prompt call. Most of the time we would get them in the office. If not, our calls were returned within 24 hours. It was very pleasant to work with, very professional. We enjoy Emily and Cindy so much. Right off the bat, we were so comfortable with them and just felt right at home. I felt I could tell them anything. If I had concerns or whatever, I felt that all our issues were dealt with very well. The comfort level was definitely there.
And I would like to say on that this was our third agency that we used for the children, and by far it was the best.
We're the Timmons family. I'm Gloria, and this is my husband Dan, our older daughter Marissa, and this is Gabriella, who we call Gabby. And we adopted Gabriella, or we're in the process of adopting Gabriella through Littlest Angels International, and it's been a really wonderful experience for us. Both Cindy and Emily have been extremely wonderful, not only to us, very anxious as we were waiting for the birth of Gabriella. What impressed us the most was how compassionate and loving they were with the birth mother, with Gabriella's birth mother. She is a lovely young woman, but a young woman, and English is not her first language, and they were just very loving and caring with her during a very difficult time in her life, and it was just amazing to see how they made her feel comfortable and befriended her and helped her through this. The agency was very affordable. The fact that they have a sliding scale based on income is extremely helpful. And for us, with our first adoption, it got rather expensive, and we didn't think we might be able to afford to adopt again. And because of Littlest Angels' flexibility, we were able to adopt and complete our family. And so it's extremely important, and I think it would be extremely helpful for other families to know that. The agency was a great advocate, as I mentioned, also for our birth mother, but they were an amazing advocate for us, and a perfect example of this was when Gabriella was born. The hospital at which she was born was a wonderful hospital, but they didn't seem to be very familiar with the way that it works with an adoptive family. And Cindy in particular went out of her way to work with the hospital's administration and the social worker and the nursing supervisor so that we could get immediate access to the nursery to be with Gabriella, and also so that we could spend the night in the hospital with her, because they weren't going to let her go home until she was 24 hours old. And so that was just we couldn't be more appreciative, but that's an example of the type of advocacy they do for us.
My name is Sarah Stickrod, and I am a nurse's aide going to school to be a nurse. And my daughter that I had and placed up for adoption is 2.5 now. I was 18 when I got pregnant. I got pregnant by somebody I didn't really know too well, and he left me right after the fact. I didn't tell anybody that I was pregnant until I was 4 months pregnant, and my mom was the first person that I told. And first thing she said to me was that she was not ready to be a mom again. And I knew that I was not ready to be a mom. I was just not in the right spot. So the next day my mom had a massage, and her massage therapist's mom volunteered for Littlest Angels. So I went and met up with Cindy from Littlest Angels, and we just hit it off. The first visit I went through some portfolios, and I took 4 of them home. But the one that caught my eye right away was Lee and Brett's, and they are my daughter's parents now. And we met, and I just fell in love with them, and I just knew that it was the right thing for me to do. They were wonderful parents. They wanted something so much that they couldn't have, and I was fortunate to be able to give it to them. I've been involved with Littlest Angels. I try to help out as much as I can. I talk to birth parents because I know for me, talking to somebody who knows where you're coming from is so much better than talking to somebody who can't relate 100% to you. So I try and help out as much as I can. I talk to birth parents, I'll do videos, I'll do groups, speak at auctions, I'll do anything that I can because they help me out so much. I love this agency. It's so small and so personal that you can get on a friendship level with them and you don't feel like you're talking to counselors or business people. It's like you're talking to friends and your friends are helping you through it. And I will and I have recommended Littlest Angels to many people.
I'm Sunny Beasley. I'm 27 years old. I have 2 children, Sinjin and Sienna, and I placed my 3rd child, Tyler Lewis, for adoption in December. I was married at 18 years old, totally because I was in love, and we had Sinjin I got pregnant with Sinjin after being told that I was never going to be able to have children, and it was it was a miracle baby, definitely. We had Sinjin when I was 19 years old, moved to Arizona, and till my husband started his career as a teacher and a coach, and in 1998 was killed in a car accident. So we moved back home where my family was, met a guy who said he would take care of everything, and he did temporarily. Got pregnant with my 2nd daughter, and that was a planned pregnancy. Beautiful, healthy little girl. Because of the divorce and how bad things were, we moved to Denver, and I got a job with Frontier and have been here since, which was in 2002. And then got pregnant by total surprise in March with a boyfriend that I've had for 10 or so months. Being that I was raising 2 children completely on my own, financially, physically, emotionally, everything else, the thought of adoption was definitely an option. I called Cindy as soon as I went into labor, which was induced because of more problems with my pregnancy, and she was there right away. She ended up getting a mat and spending the night on the hospital floor with me and helped me push, and was there every single minute. As bad as I looked, as horrible as I felt, as emotional as everything was, the support and the judgment that you get from all the outside, it's real important to have the support from the people that are going to make this happen or not happen. And it's not necessarily that they took sides, but was always supportive of me and encouraged me to do the right thing for me. There's good days and there's bad days. And on the bad days, I'm reminded of my decision and why I made this decision for myself, for my 2 children, for Tyler, and for everybody else that's involved. And there isn't a time or a place that I can't call and know that I can either get a hug through the phone or physically to know that everything's okay.
Where we're going in the future, what I'd like all of you to know is that Emily and I have really enjoyed our work with Littlest Angels. Littlest Angels has been a great foundation for the work that we do and an amazing learning experience. However, Littlest Angels has decided at this point that they're going to go Western Slope only because of the size of the agency at this point. So Emily and I, as workers through this agency and our great passion for what we do, have decided that we will continue our work under the name of a new agency. And we've decided to name our agency Adoption Dreams Come True. So I think what I would say to you is that this opening of this new agency for us is just an extension of what we've already been doing, and that we're really, really excited.